Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. This is me, Hava from Hava's Nails. If you are new, welcome to my channel. This is a channel full of nail content and nail ideas and nail inspo and everything nails. This is actually my first ever podcast on my channel. Here I am going to be talking about how to get you started with becoming a nail tech, being a nail tech, and everything nails when it comes to doing your course and knowing what path to take. The way I started was I done a one-day course. Now I've met many people out there who have said to me, I would love to do nails, I would love to do lashes, I'm so miserable in my job, I don't like what I'm doing, I've been stuck in this day in day out, I can't stand it anymore, I really want to get into beauty because it's quite creative and it's more me and I can be myself. They've said to me, I've got no talent, I can't even draw, I don't have a steady hand, I can't do this, I can't do that. And I said to them, you don't need to be able to do it. If you want to do it, just do it. That's it, just do it. And I mean, I've never been a good drawer in my life. I've not been a bad drawer either. I've always been a creative person. I've always loved art. Like in school, art was one of my favourite subjects. Absolutely loved it. I've always loved being creative. Like if someone gave me, I don't know, a couple of glitters and a bit of paper, I would know what to do with it. I would be like, I'm going to put this colour here, there. And that's kind of how I am with my nail art. So that's the kind of path that took me to the nail career. And I was always like, buying things that weren't even nail related. So I'd buy like fabric sequins that were for fabric and sticking them on nails and just being creative and things like that. So that kind of path led me to becoming a nail tech. Even if you're not that kind of person and you want to be a nail tech, just do it. And I would say just go for it. My advice would be, well, this is what I did. Everybody's different and different things actually work for different people, but this is what worked for me. What I did was I advertised local marketplace. So I'd done my one-day course one day. So one day isn't actually long enough to know what you're doing. And that's fine, that's okay. And that's what I did. I did a one-day course and then I practiced. I actually used clients to practice on. Moved to an area, didn't have any friends or family. It was a fresh start for me. So I didn't really know anyone to practice on. But I mean, I was doing Avon in my area around that time. So I kind of asked my Avon customers, am I okay to do your nails free of charge just to practice? And you might come across a lot of people that say, but you do need to cover the cost of your product. You don't really want to look at making money to start off. You want to start by getting people through that door. And that's what it's about, getting the confidence and getting the people to get to know who you are and what you do. And that's what is so important. I started off like that, and a full set used to take me between, you're not going to believe this, a full set used to take me between 6 to 8 hours. And this was just for a basic full set with just plain nail varnish. It was no gel, so there was no curing, nothing. It was just a full set of acrylics. A plain full set of acrylics with one colour. Obviously I'm quicker now, but that's because I've been doing it now for 7 years. So it took 7 years of consistent, continuous practice. So I then started advertising on the marketplace groups on social media. And I basically said on my advert, just pay me what you want. I'm literally just qualified and pay me whatever you want. I didn't want to put a price on it. Some people charge a £5, some people charge a £10. I didn't put that. I said pay me what you want, because at the end of the day, as harsh as it is, they will pay you what the quality is. And it doesn't matter about the quality. Like I said, it matters about getting people through the door. I mean, I was receiving different amounts. I was receiving from like £2.50 to £20 from each client. The money I made varied, but it was all the excitement of getting them through the door and getting to know them. And funny enough, one of those clients who I practiced on back then and took 6 to 8 hours on is my regular today. So you know it done me really well, and I'm really close with her, and it's worth it. It's worth it because the loyal ones and the ones you're very close with, the ones you resonate with, will always stay. So don't worry too much if they go somewhere else, or Yeah, and sometimes you might find clients, they'll go somewhere else and they'll still come back, so don't take it personal to start with or anything like that. So, and don't be harsh on yourself, you're still practicing. Another thing I would recommend is, if you want to practice, I personally wouldn't recommend a silicone hand to start with. The reason I say this is because if you want to practice, you want feedback, and obviously the silicone hand isn't gonna tell you how long the nails lasted. The silicone hand isn't gonna obviously do things like washing up and things like that, and then come back to you in 2 to 3 weeks time and you get to see what the top coat was like. And obviously you're still playing around with products, you still want to see what product is good and isn't good. So if you use a certain brand of top coat and it starts going dull, I mean, don't get me wrong, it's not always the top coat, it can be the way the nail tech's applied it. You want to learn that technique by doing it on someone who actually uses their hands, and that's what's so important. Like, I'll never forget when I had one of my practice clients, when I was practicing, she messaged me 2 weeks later saying, "Hello Hava, can I book in for my infills please?" And I was just like so proud of myself. That was like my first proud moment of when I was practicing, because that's when it showed me that my nails were lasting. So that was just an amazing moment for me. So I would say, get a silicone hand or a practice hand for fun. Absolutely get it for fun. Absolutely. If you want to practice some nail art and do some glittery sparkly designs and practice gluing on your gems, obviously you're not going to see how long the gems last, because the silicone hand isn't going to do a lot of work with their hands, or any work with their hands, because they're not alive at the end of the day. They're just plastic or silicone. Would definitely recommend that you get people in. This is another thing that helped my business, is finding nail art that you really want to do and you're passionate about. Let's say you want to practice French tips or coloured tips. Let's say you want to practice on ombre. Let's say you want to practice on nail art that looks like Cardi B's nails, really blingy, and you want to practice on that. You want to do loads of sets like that. Find pictures of the nails that you want to do, put it on your local group or on your social media, and just say, I am looking for models to create these nails at a discounted rate. And that's what I did, and that also worked for me as well. So I was doing it at like £15 a set, because I was having a bit of fun getting people through the door. But yeah, it's just a bit of fun, and it gets you confident, it gets you to practice, it gets people, you get people to get to know who you are. I did that as well. And another thing that really helped my business as well, competitions. That really helped. In fact, when I did competitions, I got actual bookings from it. So I'd like put a post up again on the marketplace saying, giveaway, win a free full set of your choice. So it wasn't even a limited set, it was a free full set of your choice. It could have been absolutely anything the client wanted. It could have been one colour to a blingy set. So I did that, and then I just said, just comment down below if you want your free set, if you want to enter in the giveaway. So I had loads and loads of comments and loads of page likes and loads of messages of people who actually booked appointments with me from seeing that. Sadly, my local group did stop that because they noticed that I was promoting. Be aware of that. But I mean, I'm not saying don't give it a go. Definitely give it a go. I done it about 3 or 4 times and it was really successful. Then by like the 5th or 6th time, I think they just had enough and were like, nah, your post is getting deleted. We know what you're doing. But yeah, that's when I realised that I need to take a new path and focus on something else. So I just kind of moved on from there. Yeah, they're like the key things to get you started. It does also help if you know someone who's a nail tech. That also helps as well. You get to watch them do nails. Another thing that really helped me was YouTube. Nail techs who really helped me were Liz Guild and Sonia Williams. Another good nail tech, actually, I've got a few here actually that I can think of. Tracy Lou Nails, She's really creative and really good. Charlotte Pilgrim, she's really good. She's on YouTube. So it's Liz Guild, Sonia Williams, Tracy Lou, and Charlotte Pilgrim. There's a few other ones as well. Nails by Annabelle, she's really good as well. She's got some really nice content on her YouTube. Check out their videos, because you get to see how they apply their acrylic and the methods they use and things like that, and why you use the methods as well. And that's what's important as well, why you use the methods. And then you start to apply the methods when you're doing nails, and you're like, do you know what, this is so much better. Before you know it, you realise you start doing nails super fast. Like, funny enough, the same client I've kept since I practiced, she said to me as a joke, funny enough, she said, I remember when you first started doing nails, it took you hours. I said, I know, it took me so long. And she said, now look at you, you're Speedy Gonzales. That always cracks me up. But seriously, when it takes you that long, you feel like you're never ever gonna get it, and you just want to give up. You literally want to get your brush and chuck it across the room and start crying and give up. But seriously, don't ever give up. Honestly, like, you know, like you it's all about practice. Like I said, with nail art, hand art, freehand nail art, I didn't know how to do it. I didn't even know how to draw a white tip on a nail when I started. I was like looking into like stencils and like seriously looking into like stencils and things to help me out with it, because it wouldn't have looked like a white tip. It would have looked like that. Literally thin on that side, thick on that side. And I get people asking me like, how do you get it so neat? And it's all about the technique and things like that. It's all about watching all the videos, and it's all about practicing, getting the right brushes as well. Never ever give up. Literally, if you apply these rules, you will notice a change. Get yourself confident, and then when you realize obviously that clients are messaging you to book back in, it will give you such a confidence boost. And yeah, so I would recommend practice. Keep watching the videos and apply those methods, and seriously, you will get there. And obviously you need to work around with products, so you need to make sure you you need to make sure you're using the right products. I've worked with a few other like acrylics in the past. I've worked with some acrylics in the past and I didn't like them, so I kept changing brands until I liked them, and now I feel like I've got my perfect monomer. The monomer I use now is the Glissabelle's monomer, and I love it so much. It's got my perfect setting time on it and everything, because each monomer is different. Some set slow, some set fast. So you need to find one that's perfect for you. If you're a beginner, a slow setting monomer is best, because it gives you that time to play around with the acrylic. If you use a fast setting monomer, it's going to be a nightmare. It's just going to keep setting, and yeah, I've been through it. Also, because you need to get the technique of using your brush and wiping it on your kitchen roll. At first, obviously, you don't wipe it quick enough. You're trying to really get the consistency right, and you're trying to really place it on the nail. Because you're doing that, if it sets quick, it's gonna set in your brush and make your brush rock solid, and that is a pain. I have been through it. Trust me, I have. And but yeah, definitely, I would definitely recommend a slow setting monomer to start you off with. And obviously, when you're quicker, a quick setting monomer is the best. Like right now, like if I worked with a slow setting one, it does my head in, because I have to keep moving it to stop it from because I'll apply the bead, and then what happens is it starts to like moving, and I've got to do this with the brush, then I've got to do this with the brush. Whereas when you're starting out, it's absolutely fine to do that. It gives you time to build it. It gives you that extra time to really think about what you're doing and get it right, and it will give you that confidence, because once you've got it right, you'll start to improve on each nail, because you'll be like, I know what to do now. But yeah, they are my tips on what to do when you're a fresh nail tech, you've just done your course and you're like, where do I go, what do I start, how do I do this? That's what I would recommend for you all to do. That was the end of my nail podcast. If you have any questions, feel free to comment down below. Thank you all so much for watching. Please don't forget to subscribe for more content if you want to see more from me, of course. Thank you all so much, and I will see you all in my next video.